secrets of different bills. At Uncle Demi, you need it, I got it listed here. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it here. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from defenders to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching us with a law threat. You keep the medals cause the real one's coming up next. Only scratch the surface, still they try to drag my name in.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is your man, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you. Now listen, before we get into this video, you know what you need to do. Go ahead and drop that like if you haven't already done so. Make sure you sub up to this channel, man. I'm greatly appreciative. We're at 22,000 subs right now. And of course, I do have membership opportunities. Make sure you check out the link in the description, or just head to my channel, click the join button and see the 3 membership tiers that we have to offer, all right? Now, let's get into this video. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. This revisited series happened because, per conversation with the one and only LAMONSTA'S, man, you know, we were sitting there talking, and we were basically trying to, you know, talk about like, yo, we'll try to figure out what could be one of the most nastiest ISO builds on the game that has a rare build nil, a rare build name. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm looking at this secondary ball handler that I dropped, and I was like, man, you know, we can rearrange some things. This thing can be extremely toxic, right? So he was like, yo, what you mean? I'm like, listen, all right, cool. So let's just pull this up real quick. As you can see with this build, right, there is absolutely no finishing. So like, if you want to be a very big build and you're ISOing, because you all know, you know, Mont does not use screens, you gotta ISO. I'm like, man, let me see what I can do as far as adjusting this build, because there is no finishing at all. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I made this was one of those situations where I got the name and I was like, yo, I was excited to have the name. Well, guess what? Now we're trying to figure out how we can make this thing an ISO god. And man, oh man, oh man. As y'all gonna see, when this video drops, you gotta go over to LAMONSTA'S channel, all right? You gotta go to his channel. The link to the video is gonna be in the description. And I'm gonna tell you, this build is toxic, all right? It is extremely toxic. We've rearranged this thing. We've changed some things around to where this build is 100% going to be the new wave for ISO builds. You can literally be just as big as this power forward build is in ISO up. Right, so let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Nothing really changes here. We're gonna make him a power forward, of course, right? The pie chart we're gonna use is pure playmaking. The reason why we want to use pure playmaking, because we have to have Hall of Fame badges when it comes to, you know, Hall of Fame badges for a playmaker. You're gonna be ISO guide, you gotta have Hall of Fame badges. So that's why we're going here. This build, you have to have the speed high as possible, because obviously 70% of speed boosting is predicated on your ball speed, on your speed. So you have to go at the high speed here, even though you're ISOing. If this was any other position, then obviously I would say go here. But since this is a power forward and you're gonna be tall, you gotta have the most speed, okay? So that's where we're gonna go with the most speed. And then here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rearrange a lot of things, all right? So now we're gonna go heavy up here. So we're gonna go 64 right here in your close shot, but then we're gonna max out the rest of this, right? Everything else is maxed out. And as you can see, that gives you exactly 8 badges. Hold on, let me mute this. All right, mute my phone. All right, so this gives you exactly 8 badges. Nothing else changes here. We're gonna max out this. We're gonna get our free throw and drop it to a 78 and max out our post fade. So that will give us exactly 15. We're gonna still keep the pass accuracy the same. We're gonna max out the ball handling, and then we're gonna go 94 on the post moves, right? And then last but not least, we're gonna max out everything else right here, okay? Now what that's gonna do is, yeah, it does not give you, it only gives you 1 defensive badge instead of 10 defensive badges. But see, again, when you're trying to ISO with a big, heavy, power forward build like this, right, you gotta make sure you can finish. You want to be able to shoot, and you want to be able to dribble. So what does that leave you with? It leaves you with this. But the fact is this my nephews and nieces. When you're making a build for somebody like LAMONSTA'S, he wants to play great, extremely good defense, but when he hits legend, he will have 10 defensive badges. So then this right here will look so much better. So this build was predicated on being able to play before you hit legend, but then being a straight god when you are a legend. And this is going to be something that is extremely, extremely rare. This is an extremely rare build name that is going to be very prominent really, really soon when everybody starts to see how toxic this build is. Now, when it comes to your size, I went with Burley. You can go with anything you want, but of course, Burley just makes this look even more intimidating on the court. You want to go down to 6'8". You want to go ahead and keep your weight the same at 225. Then you want to drop your wingspan down to 81.0. All right. So what does that do? Look at your speed. You will have a 90 speed once you hit 99 with this, right? A 90 speed with a 70 vert and an 87 acceleration. So that is extremely crazy for a power forward build, period. 6'8" power forward. Then of course, you'll have an 84 ball handle, right? And then of course, you'll have a 98 post move. You'll have an 82 post fade. You have a 78 3, an 84 mid-range shot, a 78 driving dunk. Like I said, it goes on and on and on, right? Extremely toxic ISO build. This is something that will destroy on the twos court as a point guard, right? And you ask, well, most of y'all should already see why. Your post moves, your post fade, and your post hook. What does that mean? Not only can you speed boost and dribble and go by it every single time you want to get dunks, but if you want to have fun with these little guards, you can literally say, you know what, man, this whole game, I'm just going to back you down and just score every single time because there's nothing you can do about it, right? You have post hook, post fade, and post moves. You can do everything with this player. You can shoot the three, you can shoot the mid-range, you can dunk it, you can post up, you can post fade, you can post hook. The list goes on and on and on. And then of course, you put a build like this in someone's hands like LAMONSTA, and all of a sudden you are looking at something that's going to be epic, right? So extremely excited to be able to make something like this for him. And of course, you know, there's going to be so many more bangers coming with unique builds be made and putting them in the hands of the right people so they can actually show it. This is really one of the biggest dreams come true because I make so many of these rare builds and a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, show some gameplay, or man, this build is trash, da-da-da. And I'm like, nah, actually, if you put them in the right hands, it'll be really good. So now it's good to see some of these extremely rare builds finally getting their time in the limelight and getting some sunshine, being able to get out there and see what this build can do. So I'm really excited about it, right? But this right here is really cut and dry. You can just look at it and visually see what this build can do. But again, if you want to see what this build can really do, make sure you go check out LAMONSTA'S video. He's going to be dropping that today also. And of course, you got to go with the shot creating takeover. That gives you a +10 to your ball handling, your mid-range shot. It gives you a +5 on your driving dunks and that type of deal. But it's really big on the ball handling. But you also can go slasher if you want to. But we're going to go with the shot creator because obviously shot creating is just so OP, right? Now, here you have it, a secondary ball handler. Yes, I have redone this build. This is a revisited build, but this is a completely different secondary ball handler than beforehand because now this build can ISO up and it can finish at the rim, right? So now let's go ahead and test this build out. Let's talk about some of the badges that we can get now, and then of course we'll wrap this up, right? So let's get, here we go, give him 99. All right, now here what you want to do is you want to go with your contact finisher. That's very important. You want to go with consistent finisher on silver, and then you want to get your fancy footwork on gold also. So that's going to allow you to have those really, really beautiful hop steps, right? Being able to hop step and get those easy dunks because you're going to be taller than every guard you're playing against. Listen, you're 6'8". You're not going to go against any other guard that's nowhere near your height. Most of the guards are going to be 6'4", 6'3", maybe some 6'5s, but you're going to have a really good time. So you don't have to worry about, you know, getting blocked and all that because you're just going to be so much bigger than the individual that's guarding you, right? Unless you're on the twos court and then someone comes up with two glass cleaners and locks and all that type of stuff, right? So then here what you want to do is you want to go with quick draw, you want to go with range extender, you want to go with hot zone hunter, of course you want to go with green machine, and then you can go with volume shooter. This is ridiculous. Like, do y'all see this? And then of course, you know, like him hitting legend, he can go ahead and get this on gold. Then he can get his deep fades on gold, right? Because obviously then that's something as a this build can do, right? You can even get hot start. So like, it's crazy. It's crazy to look at what this build can potentially do, all right? And then here with your playmaking, you want to get your handles for days. You want to get your quick first step. You want to get your space creator, get your unpluckable on silver. You want to get your tight handles on Hall of Fame. You want to get your bailout on bronze, because obviously getting your bailout on bronze is extremely important, because with that bailout on bronze, what does that mean? You can literally pass out of a shot and throw it across the other side of court and it doesn't go out of bounds. I think I've once or twice I've had a bad pass out of the bronze, but it's so valuable just to have it on bronze and be so effective. So that's why I will always say go bronze. And last but not least, get your post spin technician on silver. Heck, you don't really need to go silver, but I just say just go ahead and do it. But the fact is that to be a 94 post move with a silver post spin technician on a playmaking shot creator that's 6'3" or 6'4", 170 pounds, that's a GG, right? This build is toxic. I'm telling you right now, this is toxic. You can actually run this on the 1v1 court too, right? And then last but not least, like I always say, if you only have one badge, put it on interceptor, and then there you have it. This is the new ISO God build on the game, man. Right? So again, this is the secondary ball handler. If you want to see actual gameplay of this, you're gonna have to go over to LAMONSTA'S channel. His the link to the video will be in the description. But other than that, my nephews and nieces, I hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, I will be back really soon, another banger. And when I say I'll be back soon, another banger, you know exactly what day I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.
Yeah. Rare form, yeah.